To all my rideshare drivers out there, perhaps you drive for Uber or maybe you drive for Lyft, but you guys are picking people up and dropping people off all over town and incurring a lot of expenses on your vehicle. So what if you could write off those expenses? Hey, off of your taxes. Let me show you how it's done. Take a look. I put together a short presentation for tax tips for rideshare drivers, whether you drive Uber, Lyft, or any other rideshare program. Gasoline, oil, windshield washer fluid, brake fluid, and antifreeze are all expenses you can use to write off of your taxes. Washcloths are good to have on hand so you can keep those windows clean inside and out, just so passengers can see freely. And tire cleaner and shiner are good to have on hand just to keep your tires shining. It just looks good with the overall appearance of your vehicle. Car washes, detailing, and waxing are all tax deductible. So if you drive in winter conditions, I would recommend that you get a car wash done once or twice a week just to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. And detailing, perhaps there's a spill in your vehicle or someone throws up in your vehicle, you definitely want to have that cleaned professionally. And waxing is totally up to you, whether you decide to have it waxed or not. If you do have it done professionally, hang on to those receipts as it is tax deductible. At the end of the taxation year, Uber or Lyft will send you an income summary which goes over your yearly earnings. On that, you'll also see booking fees, HST fees, and airport fees. A lot of these fees you can use to write off of your taxes. If you lease your vehicle, you can write off a portion of that expense depending on how much you drive for rideshare. If you financed your vehicle, you can only write off the interest payments only. And if you've purchased your vehicle outright, you have to calculate the depreciation amount of your vehicle that you've used for that year. You may have to ask an accountant how to do this, or there is a tax program to show you how, and it depends on the class of your vehicle. It's important to keep track of the mileage that you drive for rideshare. So you're going to want to compare the total amount of kilometers you ride for the year as well as those that you ride for rideshare. And that is what you'd be able to write off of your taxes. Tires. So a lot of us are driving out there in our all-season tires, and that's okay. However, if you live in a climate that has winter, you're going to be experiencing snow, sleet, hail, and ice. So it's a really good idea to get those winter tires. So once you purchase these tires, that is an expense. Hang on to that receipt because that is tax deductible. If you need to pay to store your all-season tires, that is also an expense that can be used as a write-off. And then in the spring, when you put back on your all-season tires and you need to store your winter tires, that's also an expense. And if you have to pay for that, hang on to those receipts to use as a tax deduction. Tip number 6. So while you're out on the road driving, you're going to need a reliable cell phone and a good data plan. So I would highly recommend at least having a data plan with 4 gigs, because whether you're doing it part-time or full-time, that would sustain your drive share portion as well as personal use. So these cell phone charges can be used as a tax write-off. We have snacks and water. So having these in your vehicle is a nice touch for the passengers along the way. Sometimes they get thirsty, they might choke on something and need to clear their throat, and it just makes for an overall nice ride. I know when I was in an Uber once and I became thirsty after work, I asked the driver, "Can I have this?" And he said, "Sure." It was very refreshing and it just made for a really nice drive. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this information regarding your taxes. By no means am I a tax professional. However, these are the tips that I use to file my own taxes, and I've found them helpful. So just remember to like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in my other videos.